What's up, everybody? So post-workout video, this app that I use, I messed up the settings. So anyway, now I know what I need to do it with an app, because with this particular app that I'm using, anyway, that doesn't matter. So something peculiar, really interesting. So last night, my wife and I were lying in bed, and I was going on one of my my comic book binges, and I wanted to read the whole. I wanted to finish reading the whole Dark Knight's Metal series, because I wanted to know why the whole future state had started. And I don't know, my wife's been really getting into Reddit lately. She goes, "Hey, did you hear about all these Republicans that are dying of COVID?" And I'm just like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, man, like, just seems to be like this string of Republican politicians who have been being diagnosed and dying of COVID lately. It seems to be like a streak." And I'm just like, "Really? Where did you hear about that? Reddit?" And she goes, "Yeah." So I grab my phone and I go to open the Reddit app, and I type Republicans COVID in the search, because you can search all through Reddit. And this one particular story came up. So, let me see if I can find the link here. It's really interesting. So somebody posted a video. Well, they posted the link to a Raw Story News, or rawstory.com. And you know, the thing is, I realize that Raw Story has a tendency to be kind of like, I guess you could say, sort of National Enquirer-ish. You know, the stuff that they post on there isn't really that accurate or trustworthy. A lot of it's clickbait, you know. So I look at the link, and then I click the link, I look at the web page itself, and then the person that posted it actually has footage from this guy. It looks like the Laura Ingraham show on Fox News. And this guy, Texas Lieutenant Governor Branch Patrick, blames unvaccinated black people for COVID spread in his state. So I just, like, I was like, no, really? Like, is this serious? Is this really serious? And I listened to it, and literally this guy is blaming the high amount of the upward trend of COVID in the state of Texas. He's blaming it on black people that are unvaccinated, and literally says that it's a Democrat problem because 90% of black people vote for Democrats. So this afternoon, since I'm off today, I was just sitting on the couch in the living room, just kind of, hanging out. It was like, yeah, let me look at it. I had some other errands I had to run today. So anyway, I'm looking at this. I start looking at, some COVID data in relation to Texas. And, what's really interesting is that, first of all, black people only make up like 11% of the total population of Texas. 11%. Now, I am gonna say that, yeah, there's a lot of black people who are not very into the idea of taking the COVID vaccination. And to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with that, because, I mean, if we look at some of the things that this country has done to ski, then yeah, you could understand why. And then, but the thing is that Texas is like, it's like 11% black, and then it's like 40% white, 40% Hispanic. So I mean, the thing is, are there a lot of black people that are weary of taking the COVID vaccination? Yes. And then for him to say that Democrats aren't doing enough to get black people to get vaccinated is a whole bunch of bullcrap, because, I mean, dude, there was just this whole thing with ex-President Obama having some big shindig or whatever over at, was it Martha's Vineyard or something like that? I mean, some big... So, I mean, the point is that there have been numerous efforts put in place by, you know, Democrats or liberals to try to get more black people vaccinated. So, I mean, like, and this guy's a politician and he doesn't know that, you know, that's really interesting for him to say that. I mean, he's literally trying to blame black people for, no, dude, the population numbers aren't there. And then on top of that, Texas is a pretty conservative state. And you know something? There's like a, believe it or not, in the part of Washington that I live, there's a pretty decent amount of conservative people in my area where I live. And I tell you what, even when the whole mask thing was, you know, pretty much mandatory or whatever, you were supposed to wear a mask, there were a lot, and I am going to say a lot, not all, obviously, but there was a lot of white people running around, you know, with either, you know, Make America Great Again stuff on themselves or on their car, or Second Amendment, Blue Lives Matter bumper stickers, Gadsden flag stickers, just basically, you know, big ass signs that say, I'm a conservative or I'm a Republican and I voted for Trump. A lot of guys like that running around with no mask on. A lot of them. A lot of them. So from the way I see it, from my neck of the woods, yeah, there tends to be more of, I would say, the two groups of people who are the most anti-vaccine and anti-mask. Hey, even at my job too. There's a lot at my job where I work in construction. There's a lot of, you know, more conservative type guys who, well, I'm not going to pick on any particular trade in particular, but I mean, there's one trade in the group of all the trades who really like to do that whole tough guy, fuck you persona. Matter of fact, I almost got into a fight with one of these types of guys. And I'm not going to pick on any particular trade, I'm not going to say any names, but yeah, those guys haven't been masking up the whole time. They really have not. I mean, well, no, I can't say. You literally have to threaten to kick these guys off the job in order to get them to wear a mask most of the time. I'll just put it like that. Okay? So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it or bullshit anybody. Yeah, there's a lot of black people that don't want to get vaccinated and don't want to wear masks. And there's also a lot of conservative white people that don't want to get the vaccine and don't want to wear masks. Guess what? In the state of Texas, the white people who don't want to get vaccinated and don't want to wear a mask vastly outnumber the amount of black people in the state. So this Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is full of shit. And he's basically trying to deflect the blame onto black people for the high amount of COVID in his state and the high amount of deaths in the state. Also, something else too, I found this. This is from, I believe it's from The Hill. Yeah, thehill.com, home news / state. If you just go to The Hill and put Texas Lieutenant Governor faces backlash after claiming unvaccinated African Americans responsible for the COVID-19 surge. If you just type in that, in a search, And I found this article, and I thought this was really, really interesting what this guy said here. Let me find his name. Anyway, yeah, right here on the, okay, so despite vaccination rates among black Texas remaining, that should be Texans, remaining relatively low, according to state data, the highest rates of coronavirus infections in the state have been reported among white and Hispanic people. Non-Hispanic people reportedly account for 35% of coronavirus cases. Hold on, let me say that again. Yeah, non-Hispanic white people reportedly account for nearly 35% of coronavirus cases, while Hispanics make up 35% of the cases in the state. Making a statement that casts blame on a racial or ethnic minority for the spread of a disease is a well-known racist trope that predates most of us. That's in quotes by a guy named Jorge Caballero. So I'm just going to go here on a limb, and I'm going to say that a guy named Jorge Caballero is probably Hispanic, okay? A former instructor at the Stanford University School of Medicine told the Washington Post, "People are already getting hurt by the virus, and it makes absolutely no sense for us to add insult to injury." Second to like the 2 paragraphs down, federal and state data clearly indicate that black vaccination rates are significantly lower than white or Hispanic rates. Democrats continue to play politics with people's lives, pandering to rather than serving certain constituencies. Republican leadership will continue to encourage vaccination without mandates in all populations. So anyway, the point is, I mean, this guy's full of shit. And I just wonder where your black conservatives are on this. This is interesting. Anyway, gotta go. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm going to eat some pizza. Peace out.